If you haven't been following the saga of Scientology for many, many years and taken time to understand the psychology behind it, then you wouldn't really understand the full context of how disruptive this is to them on many, many different levels. Of course, it's disruptive in terms of grabbing people off of the street and luring them into a cult. And that is the first reason that this is happening. But see, the thing is, what you really have to understand about Scientology is they think they have everything figured out. And they think they have a response to everything ready to go. And so when reality doesn't conform to their beliefs, it starts showing that the theories of L. Ron Hubbard might not stand up to scrutiny or to testing in real life. So then what happens is that you can see a lot of predictable things that happen. Now, one of the reasons that they're playing this music at the front door pretty much any time the crowd of protesters gather, it started with a boombox. Now it's one at least big speaker. Now, one reason that it has been said that they do that is so that people get copyright strikes against their YouTube, TikTok videos, whatever. And that's certainly part of it. But the other thing is, and it ties in with the security guards. There are two types of security guards. There are the Scientology Sea Org security guards, and those people are really running the show. And then there are the for-hire security guards from private companies that provide security for Scientology. So what's the difference between the two? Well, the Scientology security guards are subject to people maybe telling them things that will give them some doubts about Scientology. Whereas the hired security guards don't really care. You can tell them anything about Scientology. This is just a salary job or a hourly job. And so the thing is, now if you put these two together, why would they have a paid security guard, meaning a non-Scientology security guard, and blast that music? Well, it's so that people like this young lady don't have to hear N Theta. And what's N Theta? It's non-Scientology information or anti-Scientology information. And so if you blast a bunch of music, she's not going to really hear you unless you really scream about this stuff. And if they put a security guard out there that's not a Scientologist, well, there's no one to be deprogrammed then. So what are they trying to do? They're trying to get new members, but at this location, they seem to have given up on that. And I don't know a lot of other locations where they're even attempting. And I'm talking worldwide. Anybody around the world, if you have a Scientology org near you that is actively out on the streets trying to recruit, please tell me about it in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. But so the thing is, they've pretty much given up on recruitment. And like I've said in other videos, it's not like they really need the money, although they act like it, and they will continue to act like it forever. Because the bulk of their money comes from the whales, the ultra-rich Scientologists, who can afford to donate hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. And so it's not that they absolutely need people to buy a book, but they want people to buy a book because that is the beginning of the Scientology journey. Get them buying books, taking classes, and doing services, lie detector test services. And so they are trying and putting the majority of their effort now into not losing people. Attrition is a dangerous thing for an organization like this that has no ability to recruit new people in significant numbers. And even if they do recruit new people, a lot of those people aren't going to last very long. So they're really in a difficult situation because no matter how much money they have, if they lose all of their employees and indentured servants, then there's really not much left. And it's going to get harder and harder to claim that anything's going on. And now that this is happening, the press is no longer intimidated by Scientology the way that they have been for the last 50 years or more. So if the press is not intimidated, they're going to follow stories. And I heard there's a big story coming out in the LA Times. Don't know when. Oh, look at the happiness of Dianetics. Oh my God, she is just filled with the zeal of the cultist zealot. Yeah. You're that happy about walking around with Dianetics. Like, give me a break. Give me a break. Oh yeah, let's call people and tell them about it. She walked through the lobby with a Dianetics book. Wasn't that amazing? Wasn't that dauntless and defiant? That's what I thought it was. Anyway, you might get the reference. But anyway, the press is not worried about their retaliation the way they used to. They don't have legal teams of newspapers going berserk anymore. And so, yeah, the story will be coming out about how deeply Scientology was involved in Tom Cruise's movie career. And the whole jumping on the couch episode and the Matt Lauer episode, all of these things. And there was a document dump basically where they have 40,000 pages of documents or 40,000 documents. Can't remember which one. But it's like the bullet point talking points for Tom Cruise to go on these shows back then. It's all kinds of stuff that's really going to make Tom Cruise look bad. It's going to make his people look bad. And it might be kind of a devastating thing for this cult when it comes out. But it's just one devastating thing after another for them. And like I've said before, and I'll say again, and I'll keep repeating, they do have a war chest. They do have the whales. And the whales are keeping their ass afloat. And it's up to all of us to change that equation. Next stop, shaming the whales. You've heard of saving the whales. Okay, here's my new thing. Shaming the whales. Everybody give me ideas. How can we shame the whales? Let me know. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.